Bible John, the elusive Glasgow serial killer. The city of Glasgow, Scotland, in the late 1960s was a vibrant, working-class hub known for its lively nightlife and strong sense of community. However, amidst the social fabric of this bustling city, a series of brutal murders would leave a dark and lasting stain on its history. Between 1968 and 1969, three women were murdered after nights out at the Barrowland Ballroom, a popular dance venue in the city. The perpetrator of these heinous crimes became known as Bible John, a name that would haunt the collective memory of Glasgow for decades. Despite an intensive investigation and widespread media coverage, Bible John was never caught, and his identity remains one of Scotland's most enduring mysteries. Bible John's reign of terror began on February 23, 1968, when the body of 25-year-old Patricia Docker was discovered in a tenement doorway. She had been brutally beaten and strangled after leaving the Barrowland Ballroom the previous evening. The investigation into her murder initially yielded little evidence, and the case went cold. It wasn't until the murder of 32-year-old Jemima MacDonald, nearly 18 months later, that a connection began to emerge. MacDonald had also been to the Barrowland Ballroom on the night of her death, and like Docker, she was found beaten and strangled. The similarities between the two cases were striking, and police began to suspect that the murders were linked. The final known victim of Bible John was 29-year-old Helen Puttock, who was murdered on October 31, 1969. Puttock had spent the evening at the Barrowland Ballroom with her sister Jean, who provided the police with the most detailed description of the killer. According to Jean, the man they had met called himself John and had quoted Bible passages during their conversation, a chilling detail that led to the killer being dubbed Bible John by the press. Jean's description of the suspect was of a well-dressed man in his mid-20s to early 30s, with reddish hair, a polite demeanor, and a deep knowledge of the Bible. Despite the detailed description and extensive manhunt, Bible John remained elusive. The investigation into Bible John was one of the largest in Scottish history, with over 100 detectives assigned to the case. Thousands of potential suspects were interviewed, and artists' impressions of the suspect were widely circulated. However, the lack of physical evidence and the killer's ability to blend into the city's nightlife made it nearly impossible to track him down. The investigation gradually lost momentum, and the murders were never solved. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged about the identity of Bible John. Some investigators believe that he was a local man, familiar with the Barrowland Ballroom and its patrons. Others speculated that Bible John might have had a military or religious background, given his apparent knowledge of the Bible and disciplined behavior. In the 1990s, a new theory suggested that Bible John and another notorious Glasgow serial killer, Peter Tobin, were the same person. Tobin, who was convicted of several murders in the 2000s, had lived in Glasgow during the time of the Bible John killings and bore a resemblance to the composite sketches. However, there was no definitive evidence to link Tobin to the Bible John murders, and the theory remains speculative. The Bible John case has left an indelible mark on Glasgow's history, not only because of the brutality of the crimes, but also because of the fear and uncertainty it created. The case highlighted the vulnerabilities of women in the city's nightlife scene and led to increased public awareness of the dangers they faced. It also underscored the limitations of police investigations during that era, particularly in cases where the killer was a seemingly ordinary person who could easily disappear into the crowd. The mystery of Bible John endures, captivating true crime enthusiasts and inspiring numerous books, documentaries, and theories. The case remains open, and while advances in forensic science have solved many cold cases, Bible John's identity continues to elude investigators. For the families of Patricia Docker, Jemima MacDonald, and Helen Puttock, the lack of closure is a painful reminder of the justice that was never served.
Thank you for watching Tell Time Tales. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest stories. Until next time, keep exploring the past.